Hey there, thanks for coming back to my channel. I really appreciate you coming and checking out my latest video. If you like the video, please feel free to share and subscribe. We're coming up to the beginning of the season now, so there'll be a lot more content around pre-season. There will also be a lot more content around transfers in and out. Today, though, I'm going to talk about Guendouzi. So personally, while I do my very best to support every player, anybody that's associated with the club, with Guendouzi, when he was on the field, I looked to back him and I rooted for him. I really wanted him to do well. Personally, again, I'm glad that he's gone. For me, you can't question his ability. He's a very good player. With the ball, technically pretty good. He's got a great engine on him. But if you have to weigh his potential and his technical proficiencies, etc., then weighing that against his baggage is too much. The baggage is too much. Whether it's him arguing with the manager, in training or on warm weather training or on tours or whatever it is, a public argument with your manager, is just not acceptable. Whether it's him being pulled apart from his teammates in arguments and fights, whether it's him on the field being petulant towards his opponents. This is not Arsenal. Arsenal was a club that oozes class. We always have. And that kind of behavior doesn't fit into the Arsenal that I know. So, for me, he never really fit from the beginning. I think people have often spoken about him as being someone who showed a lot of passion and that kind of thing. And for me, it wasn't passion. And if it is a passion, it's passion about himself. It's about his ego. He wants to press. He wants the accolades. He wants people to marvel at what he's doing. But ultimately, you have to stick to your team's game plan. I feel like Guendouzi emptied midfield way too often by going and pressing things he didn't need to press. There's 11 players on the field. Each player's got a job. So you let that person do their job. And while they're doing their job, you do yours. And I just feel like he never did that. I feel like he was great when we had the ball, but when we didn't, it was a liability. That's evidenced by the number of goals we conceded in that season when he was playing regularly. So for me, pretty happy that he's left. It's also good business. Selling Guendouzi is good business. We bought him for 8 million on a 5-year contract. So that breaks down through the finances at 1.6 million a year. By the time he has left Arsenal, so this is next year, because he's been purchased on a loan with an obligation to buy. That's important to understand. It's not an option. They can't say, yeah, we don't fancy it. It's an obligation to buy. So all that means to me is that they don't have the money right now. But when they buy him next year, the cost is being spoken about being 10 million pounds, roughly 12 million euro. So his amortized value in a year's time will be 1.6 million, because he'll have 1 year left on his contract at that point. So that means 1.6 million comes away from that 10 million figure that we get for him. That leaves 8.4 million. And then we also save 2 million on wages, which is what he's currently being paid at the moment. So that takes us to 10.4 million. And then if you factor in the fact that we haven't had to pay him wages for 2 years, that will be this season and last season, that's another 4 million saved. So in all, you're looking at 14.4 million. That's 14.4 million that can go back into the budget and be used towards anybody else, Ben White's wages, for example, for a year. So good business. Also helps the locker room, keeps everything nice and balanced. No reckless kind of behavior, nothing in there that's going to disturb things. So yeah, I'm good with it. You've enjoyed my take on things. If you've got any comments, please feel free to leave comments. You can also leave comments on my social media. It's at sensible_gunner. I'm also on Instagram, sensible_gunner as well. And if you've enjoyed, as I said, please feel free to share and subscribe because there's more coming. As always, come on, you gunners.